Hey guys, welcome to another episode of The Completionist. For this episode, I am going to show you how to complete a game which is a mandatory staple for anybody's Super Nintendo collection. The game that I'm going to show you how to complete is Super Mario World for the Super Nintendo. Now, Super Mario World is a platformer that was released for the Super Nintendo during launch in North America in 1991 and is often regarded as one of the best Super Mario games of all time. Now personally, this isn't my favorite Mario game of all time, but it is definitely one of the more enjoyable ones, and I am going to show you how to fully complete this game. Now with regards to completing this game, guys, you do have a lot of things working in your favor. It is literally impossible to miss anything in this game. To complete it, you only need to play it once. And in order to get 100% in this game, you need to find every secret that this game has to offer and make sure that you play all the levels in this game as well. So anyway guys, let me show you how to fully complete Super Mario World for the Super Nintendo. Here is the opening screen for Super Mario World. Before we play the game, we have the option of selecting 3 game files. One of the 3 game files has a star 96. What this means is when you obtain the stars 96, then you have completed this game to 100%. Your percentage is determined by how many levels you have beaten and unlocked, and also where you save your game. Always remember that you can't save your game anywhere, and the only places you can save your game is when you activate colored switches, beaten ghost houses, or defeat specified fortresses, and defeating the boss for each world activates the save option as well. On to the first world of Super Mario World, which is Yoshi's Island. Thankfully in Yoshi's Island there isn't really any secrets throughout this entire world, but the most important thing you need to get in this world is the yellow colored switch. You get access to this switch by finishing Yoshi's Island 1. There are a total of 4 colored switches, and you need to activate all of them in order to help you find all the secrets in the game. Each colored switch level is kind of like a bonus level that can only be played once, and it gives you an opportunity to achieve at least 1 free life. Also, one important thing to note about the yellow switch blocks is that if you hit them, you get a mushroom for doing so. The boss for Yoshi's Island is Iggy Koopa. You defeat Iggy Koopa by simply jumping on him until he falls in the lava. But you can also do this by shooting fireballs at him, as I demonstrate right now. The second world for Super Mario World is known as the Donut Plains, and this world is our first exposure to some of the secrets Super Mario World has to offer. It is actually very easy to tell which levels have secrets in them. Just before you enter a level, look at the color of the specified level. If the color of the level is red, then it has more than 1 exit. However, if the color of the level is yellow, then there are no secrets to find in this level. Let me demonstrate in Donut Plains 1. At the very end of Donut Plains 1, instead of moving further to the right, we are going to use Yoshi to jump up to the pipes, and then we'll notice a key with a keyhole. Grab the key and place it into the keyhole in order to gain access to another section of the Donut Plains world. If you finish Donut Plains using the normal exit, you'll be transported to a different area of the map. Just keep in mind that not all the red labeled levels are going to have keys in them. Let's look at some of the most important secrets of the Donut Plains world. When you gain access to the Donut Secret House, you have an opportunity to defeat the Big Boo instead of beating the level through the normal exit. Grab the blocks below and hit Big Boo with them 3 times in order to finish the level. Doing this gives you access to the Star World for the first time, which I'll get back to later on in the video. The second main secret in the Donut Plains world is gaining access to the green colored switch. You get access to the green colored switch by jumping into the green pipe with the rising platforms. Progress through the rest of the stage and use the key to gain access to the green switch palace. The green colored switch is definitely one of the most useful blocks you'll find in the game because it gives you access to the feather every time you hit a green switch block, which is one of the most important power-ups in the game. The most important secret in the Donut Plains world is to gain access to the top secret area. You gain access to the top secret area by going into the Donut Ghost House. Before you start the level, make sure you have a feather, and at the very start of the level, run to the far left, picking up as much speed as possible in order to fly to the top of the level. Make sure to avoid the ghosts. When you reach the top of the level, run to the right as far as you can and grab the 1-up mushrooms, and then finish the level. This gives you access to the top secret area. The purpose of the top secret area is literally an unlimited power-up station. If you're ever short on power-ups, you can grab 2 fire flowers, 2 feathers, and a Yoshi in this level. So definitely take advantage of it. The boss of the Donut Plains world is Morton Koopa. You defeat him by jumping on his head 3 times. He will try to climb the walls and jump on you, but if you're quick enough, you can kill him before he even gets a chance to climb the walls. This brings us to World 3, which is the Vanilla Dome. There are 2 important secrets we need to find in this world, so let's get started. In order to gain access to the second Star World location, we need to find the secret area in Vanilla Secret 1. You gain access to this area by taking a running jump to an area left of some flying Koopas. Enter the pipe and avoid the football Koopa to finish this level, and this gives you access to the second Star World location. The second most important secret is gaining access to the Red Switch Palace. You get to this area by finding the key in Vanilla Dome 2. You do this by activating the P switch halfway through the level. Jump over the pit and fall through the coins and land on the ledge. Grab the key and bring it into the water and try to avoid the fish, which I obviously didn't do a very good job, and place it in the keyhole, which gives you access to the Red Switch Palace. The red switch blocks don't offer any rewards when you hit them, but they can provide you with some very useful platforms in order to access specific secrets in the game. The boss for the Vanilla Dome is Lemmy Koopa. You defeat Lemmy Koopa by hitting him when he comes out of the pipe. But he does come out with 2 other decoys, so make sure you're jumping on the right one while avoiding the fireball in the process. Do this 3 times and Lemmy Koopa is defeated and you gain access to the 4th world, which is the Twin Bridges. In the Twin Bridges, there is one main secret we need to worry about, but it is probably one of the toughest secrets to find. What we need to do is start the level with Yoshi, and Mario needs to have a cape. There is a secret exit in the Cheese Bridge level, but you don't get it by grabbing a key. You need precise timing in order to get this secret. In this area, you jump with Yoshi, but instead of hitting the goal marker, you float under the goal marker until you're past it. Jump off Yoshi, and you'll end up on the other side of the goal marker. Proceed to the right, and then you'll reach the secret exit to this level, which gives you access to the level called Soda Lake. Beat Soda Lake and you gain access to the 3rd Star World location. The boss for the Twin Bridges is Ludwig von Koopa. You defeat him by jumping on his head while he is shooting fireballs. Every time you jump on him, he transforms into a shell and tries to hit you. If you jump on his head for a total of 3 times, you defeat him and move on to the next world, which is the Forest of Illusion. In the Forest of Illusion, things can get a little tricky, but always remember, for every red level there will always be 2 exits, and that includes the ghost house in this world as well. As long as you find every exit for each level in this world, finishing this world should not be a problem. The first main secret we need to go after is to find the key in the level called Forest of Illusion 4. In this level we need to take a really long jump or use Lakitu's Cloud to access the purple pipe. Go down the purple pipe to get the key in order to access the forest secret level. Beat the forest secret level and you'll gain access to the Forest of Illusion Fortress. Every fortress in Super Mario World is going to have Reznor as the boss. You defeat Reznor by hitting the platforms that each dinosaur is on. Unfortunately, the floor will be collapsing as you're doing that. You'll have to jump on one of the platforms in order to defeat the last dinosaur. Once you beat Reznor and destroy the fortress, you'll gain access to the 4th Star World location. The second main secret in this world is grabbing the blue switch. You gain access to the blue switch palace in the level Forest of Illusion 2. At the very end of the level, go to the left and you'll notice a wall you can go through. Go through the wall and place the key into the keyhole to gain access to the blue switch palace. When you activate the blue switch, it is a lot like the red switch. It doesn't yield any rewards when you hit a blue switch block, but like the red blocks, they can provide access to some platforms that you'll need in order to fully complete the game. The boss of the Forest of Illusion level is Roy Koopa. You defeat Roy Koopa in the same way that you defeated Morton Koopa. The only difference is that every time you jump on Roy Koopa's head, the wall starts to collapse, creating less distance between you and the boss. Overall, it shouldn't pose too much of a problem, and you should be able to defeat him easily. The 6th world is known as Chocolate Island, and it is actually very straightforward for the most part. There are no Star World locations in this world, and we have already activated all the colored switches. However, this is where the difficulty in Super Mario World starts to get ramped up a little bit. There is one secret I would like to bring to your attention. In the level Chocolate Island 3, this is a level that has another secret exit that is not a key. When you reach the very end of the level, you will notice signs with arrows pointing to the right, despite seeing the goal marker just above your head. If Mario has a cape and you have enough room to run and fly to the extra goal marker in this level, this will make you proceed to the next level. If you decide to exit the level through the original goal marker, you'll end up back where you started. The boss for Chocolate Island is Wendy Koopa. You defeat her in much the same way you defeated Lemmy Koopa. The only difference is you have 2 fireballs to dodge instead of 1. Locate Wendy from her 2 decoys and jump on her head 3 times in order to defeat her. When it comes to the last world, known as the Valley of Bowser, one of the biggest paths we need to make accessible is the route to the back door of Bowser's castle. The reason why this is important is by going through the back door is that it makes it so much easier to get to Bowser in order to fight him compared to the front door. In order to get access to the back door, we need to find a key in the level Valley of the Bowser 2. In this section, we have to run as fast as possible in order to avoid the rising platform from squishing us. Once we get out of the cave, we wait until the rising platform hits the ceiling, and then we use the platform to climb to the top of the screen. We walk to the left until we drop into an area with a key and a keyhole. Use the key to gain access to the fortress in the Valley of Bowser. Once we defeat Reznor, we gain access to the back door of Bowser's castle. The next secret we need to get is in the Valley of Bowser 4. This level, we need to take Yoshi all the way to the end of the level, which can be a little difficult. The reason why that is that we need Yoshi's tongue in order to gain access to the key, in order to place it in the keyhole. Once we have done so, we have gained access to the last Star World location. Before we fight Bowser, we need to fight the last of the Koopa Kids, which is Larry Koopa. We take care of Larry Koopa the same way we took care of Iggy Koopa. The only difference is that we have to avoid 3 fireballs as we try to knock him off the platform, which seems easy enough. With all the normal levels taken care of, before we fight Bowser, let's get the Star Road completed. With the Star Road, you can see that we have 5 colored levels on the Star Road, which means every Star Road location has 2 exits. In order to make sure we get the Star 96 at the opening screen, we need to play each level twice on the Star Road. For the first Star Road level, we break bricks using a spin jump, but we keep to the right side of the screen in order to gain access to the key and keyhole. Doing this makes access to the second Star Road level. If we finish the level by normal means, it brings us back to where we started, and it applies to all the other Star Road locations except the very last one. For the last Star Road location, if you finish the level through the normal goal marker, the star comes back full circle and you end up back at the location of the first Star Road location. However, if you grab the key for this level, it brings you access to another star, which transports you to the special zone. In the special zone, there are 8 levels, which are probably the hardest levels in Super Mario World. But strangely enough, the first 4 levels are much more difficult than the last 4 levels. The levels are named after phrases you would hear the Ninja Turtles say, such as gnarly, awesome, tubular, and mondo. For every second level you beat in the special zone, it gives you the option to save, which can be quite handy since the levels can get a little difficult from time to time. When you finish the last special zone, it will bring you to a star, and when you step on it, it will bring you back to Yoshi's Island. But your surroundings have completely changed. It literally looks like autumn out. But not only does your surroundings change, but also some of the enemies. Bullet Bills are now Pidgeot Bills, Koopas are now Mask Koopas with Mario masks, and Jumping Piranha Plants are now Jumping Pumpkin Plants. As an extra bonus, just like any Mario game, you need to take advantage of getting as many free lives as humanly possible. When you go through the normal gold markers, all depending on how high you hit the gold marker, it gives you an amount of stars. Once the amount of stars reach 100, you'll be given access to a bonus stage, in which if you line up all the same icons correctly, you'll get as many as 9 free lives. Personally, my favorite way of getting a ton of lives is going to the level Forced Evolution 1. Just past the halfway point of the level, you see an item block. Wait for the item to change into a star and just go through the level as fast as possible. You'll rack up as many as 10 to 11 lives, all thanks to the wigglers. When it comes to fighting Bowser, you have to use the Mecha Koopas he throws at you to your advantage. When he throws the Mecha Koopas at you, jump on them once to make them turn idle, and throw them up in the air in order to hit Bowser. For every 2 times you hit him, he changes his attack pattern. When you hit him the 6th time, you have finally defeated Bowser and rescued the princess yet again. When you see the game over screen, guys, if you have completed every level, go ahead and reset the game. When you bring up the game data menu and you see star 96, you have officially completed Super Mario World. So there we have it, guys. We have now successfully completed Super Mario World for the Super Nintendo. As I said before, it's not a terribly difficult game to fully complete, and the platforming aspects of this game doesn't really start to get difficult until you get to the Chocolate Island. But as long as you're persistent and you keep taking advantage of getting as many free lives as possible, you shouldn't have any problems completing this game. Just remember that if you see any area that has a red dot, then that means that there are 2 exits for that specified level. So always keep that in mind. So anyway, guys, if you do enjoy Super Mario World, it's actually fairly easy to come across since it is a Super Nintendo launch title. But if you don't have access to the SNES cartridge for Super Mario World, you can play it on the Game Boy Advance, and it is available on Nintendo's Virtual Console as well. Now, if you enjoy Super Mario World, another game I can definitely recommend to you is Super Mario World 2, Yoshi's Island. This is actually a really excellent platformer, and there are many a debate regarding what's the better Super Mario game for the SNES. It's usually either this game or Super Mario World. So if you enjoy this game, I definitely recommend you give this one a try as well. So anyway, guys, that takes care of another episode of The Completionist. So anyway, as always, take care, and I wish you nothing but the best. Later.